Hello everyone and welcome back to Rogue Legacy. Let's just get right started in. Last episode we ended with Sir Patch the Feeble Archmage, so this run we have options from Lady Isolde II the Minor, stereo blind and has dementia. Dementia occasionally makes enemies that don't actually exist appear. They don't do any damage, but they show up on screen. Lady T the second, the Knave, who has Gigantism. That's a disadvantage, so we don't particularly like it. Lady Teresa the second, the Minor, who has no traits. Let's go with Lady Isolde the second. Didn't make any money last time. That seems to happen for every heir that we end an episode on. Oh, one thing we did gain in the last run is that we did gain Charon's Obol, so we'll be able to get through without paying. Oh ho ho, so you have my Obol. I will let you pass for free, but only this one time. I might explain the reason why there's an Obol when I remember how it works. Oh, stereo blind means that you have this really clunky flipping animation for you and every other enemy in the game. You can't see 3D now. Everything is effectively flat for you. Miners are so weak. Now up there, you can only get to via Dwarfism, which we do not have, and we're not going to make any money once again because I have 5 HP. How did you get out? Oh, he's not real. Ah! Sorry, Isolde. Upgrade your classes to earn early to obtain powerful class abilities. I would totally do that if I could. Sir Kotaki, the Barbarian King, he's a hypochondriac and a savant. Sir Kima, the Shinobi, he's gay and colorblind. And Lady Minerva, the Archmage. Go with the Barbarian King. They're just so good early on because of their large HP. Which we're actually going to increase because we have enough for that. A bit of a waste of that Obol, but it is what it is. Nope. Ah, he got me. In my experience, money or killing enemies doesn't really gain that much gold. More finding chests and breaking stuff. Nope. Actually, how much health do these things have? Too much. That and I accidentally popped my shout twice. I was thinking of going for them because I could destroy their projectiles, but I thought better of it. They provide permanent stat boost, just like wearing armor without wearing armor. Interestingly, Hypochondriac only applies to damage taken and not health recovered or anything like that. That is a big swing. Nice, we got 100 gold from basically nothing. Okay. This room has a fairy chest. This is one of the rooms that has a fairy chest in it that doesn't tell you when you enter it, and this once again requires dwarfism. I might actually lock the castle down if I get a dwarf just for the sake of getting that rune, because runes are really good. In all honesty, I should have already purchased some. Whew, that was a close one. Good news is that so far we've gained a nice bit of money. Alright, come here. Got him. Oh, nice. We got some health recovery. Oh, I just remembered that we're a savant. Oh, but we don't have any MP, so it doesn't matter. Ah, more story. This doesn't gain us anything, but I like to read it. Journal entry number 3. I have paid my dues and entered the castle proper. That devil Charon has taken all that I own as payment. He has even pilfered my private coffers. I have left my wife and children with nothing. He says it's the price for any who and all who hazard the depths of the castle. He says it is fair. It is fair because of all who have entered, none have returned, but I will change that. I will be victorious. There is no greater swordsman than I, even amongst my siblings. He was very confident in himself. Ah, he swung faster than I was expecting. Try to hit enemies at near the apex of the axe's arc in order to hit them multiple times. Well, Sir Kotaki is remembered well. He's the heroic barbarian. Do we have a dwarf? We do have a dwarf. Look at all of the errors, but I'm going to go with the dwarf. Ambivalous, 2 left hands. You cast spells out your back. ADHD, you move faster. Lady Teresa II. Lady Henrietta the Minor, ADHD, nearsighted. Where, like I said, we're going to try to avoid nearsighted. Lady Isolde III. Dwarfism and tunnel vision. Tunnel vision prevents you from seeing things. It gives fog of war effect. You can't see things that are behind you. Ooh. Ooh. Definitely going to get the knave. But I'm probably going to unlock haggling. Train your knaves to become full-fledged assassins. Use the power of the shadows to slip secretly past enemy ranks. There we go. Now we get to keep some of the money that we collect. Then we have the option to unlock the Lich and upgrade the Shinobi. Have 10 gold. First time we're going to lock down the castle. Enjoy! Maybe you can reach some treasures your ancestors missed. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop reading his lines like that. So, as you can see, the castle has remained the same. Our first order of business is to go after that fairy chest. And now we only collect... We're collecting 8 gold per coin now. Normally it would be 6 coins. But because we're a miner, we get a boost to how much gold we gain. So it's actually really good bringing a miner into a locked down castle because they don't have as big a detriment. Okay, I need to get a move on. Because this is really all that we're here for. Oh, I love this. If you go through this, all the stuff is smaller. Skyrune Sword. Now we can die happy because that's really all I wanted. We've been unable to get so many fairy chests. I wanted to finally get one. Huh, 7 HP recovered. How utterly useless. Woo! That was a close one. That definitely would have killed us, by the way. Nope. Ah, yes, the boss room. Free money. And a bit of health, too. Ah, we have so little defense. Lady Isolde III has been slain by a Chairite. Isolde doesn't really last very long, does she? Another one of my friends, by the way. The Architect is very useful for practicing against bosses. That is true, too. Because the boss room always remains in the same place when you do that. Lady Isolde III is the determined miner. Let's see how many we've gone through so far. He doesn't count. He doesn't either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the 13th generation to go into the castle. Sir Hershey the Assassin. Special mist form, no traits. Lady Antoinette the Shinobi. ADHD and hypergonadism. Sir Kima the Shinobi, hypergonadism. I'm gonna go with Sir Kima, so that I can show up what the Shinobi can do. Let's purchase tack up. And then let's take a look. This is our manor so far. The ones at the bottom add like windows or trees, as opposed to additions to the building. How much do these runes cost? 75 to unlock. The runes are much like the castle, increase in cost whenever you unlock a new one. We don't need to lock the castle down again, so let's get in there. So now we kept 16 coins instead of giving Charon everything that we had, because we have haggle now, and it's wonderful. So as you can see, now that we're a shinobi, we can one-shot most everything in the castle proper. Because we hit so incredibly hard. Our magic's not very potent, but our physical attacks are amazing. Shinobis don't have a lot of health, but they are still good early on for the amount of damage that they deal. They're pretty good always. Ooh, more story. Read this up. Journal entry number 4. Everything about this castle is off. I can't seem to keep track of my headings, and there is no sun or stars to guide me. I find myself backtracking constantly, and I must painstakingly map out my progress lest I go in circles. The maps I have pilfered off the corpses of other adventurers are breathtakingly inaccurate. It is almost as if they were describing a different castle altogether. Perhaps this place does something to the mind. Or are the stones truly shifting beneath my feet? Awesome, another story. Q, development time 1 month, release date March 18th, 2010. Our 4th project. After Tribal Tallies, we took a few months off from making games and just focused on our full-time jobs. We got angsty again, so we decided to make a puzzle game. At this point, most of the original founders of Celador Games left to pursue other opportunities, and the unwanted remnants are what compose the company today. The game used a queuing combo mechanism to force players to think about how the tiles would fall in order to build massive combos. Made it free, but nobody picked it up either. After the failures of Band of Bears, Tribal Tallies, and Q, we prepped ourselves to pack it in and close the company. Spoiler, they obviously did not. You can even one-shot Grey Knights as a shinobi, ow. Well, that was inconvenient. Aha, the boss room. This is a an iron-lined chest. They have a higher chance of having blueprints in them than a normal one. Squire chest plate. Blueprint. also I'm happy to be here because we can regain some health. Ooh, that was close. Another if I had made contact with that enemy, or it shot me, I would have died. Awesome, we found a link to the tower, which is better known as the Maya. Ooh, 8 HP. Oh, precious meat. Nope. That's another one of those rooms that gives you a stat boosting item if you manage to succeed. No! That was a close one. Okay, in order to beat this one, you have to have either... I think you pretty much have to have the Lich's Crow's ability. It's the only way to guarantee that you can get it. Ah, they got me! Sarkima has been slain by a Flamelock. Look at how much we took you out. That's so good. Each class has pros and cons. Make sure to change your playstyle accordingly. Sarkima the Divine Shinobi. You can tell he did pretty well there. Sir Scorpio the Shinobi, OCD and Pad. That's a pretty good combo. Less the OCD, more the Pad, because Pad's really useful because then you don't get affected by the floor, not the spikes, the floor traps that push spikes up. Sir Maze the Paladin, Nearsighted and Glaucoma. That sounds terrible. And Sir Judson the Assassin, Tunnel Vision and ADHD. We're gonna go with Sir Scorpio. Aw, upgrading Miner is so expensive. Gonna unlock the Lich. I'd rather unlock the Lich than upgrade the Shinobi, because the Lich is an amazing class. They're not that great actually before you upgrade them, but they're pretty good nonetheless. We unlock the Squire Chestplate, which will give us armor finally. How much is it? By the way, I think the blacksmith I don't remember if the blacksmith's wares increase in cost as you unlock more of them. I honestly can't remember. We need at least 350 gold. Haggle's not very useful at the level 1 because it only lets you keep 10. So here's OCD in work. We're getting 1 MP back for everything that we break. Since we're Shinobi again, we own base. Nope. Every now and then you'll come across rooms that are strictly designed to kill you. That was really stupid of me. So we're gonna have to be really careful if we're going to want to afford that Squire chest piece. And now we can. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a big fat nope, cause one hit of these spikes is going to kill me. Ah, crap, that one's on a lower level. Whew. Okay, this is a random, let's call them random event rooms. This one will teleport you to a random place in the castle. I think there's an advantage to it, but I honestly can't remember. Ah, forget it. Risk. Nope, not risking it. Oh, that was a close one. Those guys took 2 hits. Awesome. It only gives me back 1. Meats currently only give back 1/10 of your HP, and being a shinobi, that means it gives back 8, which is not great. We are likely never going to use that room until I remember what the advantage is to it. Aha, boss room, nice. Give us a bit more health and a bunch more gold. Okay, we got another bit of developer information. I have 1 day, development time 1.5 months, release date April 15th, 2011. If you ever asked us of all the games we made which one would be our favorite, there would be a unanimous agreement with I have 1 day. As children, we were raised on adventure game classics like King's Quest and Monkey Island. This was really our homage to some of the best experiences we ever had in gaming. The game revolves around a meta time puzzle where the player had only 24 hours to beat the game. Every puzzle had multiple solutions with time repercussions, which forced players to think of the best way to go about solving things. One interesting fact: the second ending was added at virtually the last minute, and without it, the entire game would have sucked. Interesting. Oh god, why? Well, here goes nothing. Ooh, new blueprint, Night Bracers. I can't believe we pulled that off without getting hit once. Yeah, I knew that was gonna be hard to get through. Scorpio has been slain by a wall turret. The darkness is always at the bottom of the castle. The darkness is the dungeon. Go for 1 more air, so Scorpio the Divine Shinobi. Let's see. We have Lady T the Second, the Miner, who has dementia. Sir Kotaki the Second, the Shinobi Endomorph Glaucoma. And Sarkima the Shinobi Pad and Nostalgic. Okay, I have to show you what Nostalgic does. It's too funny. That and Pad is useful. We can't afford to upgrade the Lich. Let's actually purchase some. This is Nostalgic. It puts a sepia filter on everything. It's amazing. So we could get the every piece of armor that you wear adds to your weight. So right now we're at 55 of 60. We could not afford to wear the Night Limbs. But it would give us, instead of +5, +11 magic. We finally gained some actual armor rating. That's good. Let's purchase some runes. I want the double jump rune. Gaia runes allow you to fly for a short duration, but we're also going to get the dash rune. So now that we have the dash rune, we can use Q and E to go back and forth like this. And the double jump rune, the vault rune lets us do that. Now let's see if we can afford anything else back here. Unlock critical rate. It'll only give us 2%. But that's every class can now hit criticals, not just Knave. That gives us a little treat. And now we can also unlock critical damage up. Those both only have 25 upgrades as opposed to the maximum 75 ones, but that's fine. Let's go into the castle. Because this episode's starting to run a little long. I'm not gonna deliberately die because of it, but... Now, Sepia and, for the same reason, Colorblind actually have a very great disadvantage that they cause. And that is, you can't tell how strong an enemy is just by looking at it. Like, normally you can tell how strong an enemy is by what colors it has. Sepia is not as bad. Okay, so I literally would not have been able to get that one without having dash runes. You can't look at the chest until you've gotten to it. But since I can dash backwards with dash runes, I was able to collect it. Vampire runes give you health back for every enemy that you defeat. Another thing is you can only equip 5 total runes, and they're listed at the bottom left hand of the screen right there. And that is 1 for each piece of equipment you have, which includes your sword and cape. Well then. Well then. Oof. Awesome. We're starting to get a lot more blueprints. Night chest plate. We haven't even gotten the squire cape yet, though. Ah, boss room. Nice. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Ow. That was really stupid of me to get hit by that, but oh well. This is the connection to the Maya. We'll go into it just very briefly to show you how deadly it is. Nope. Get this last bit of developer lore. Tribal Tallies. Development time 3 months. Release date November 23rd, 2009. Tribal Tallies was the first project we had worked on months after the horrible experience with Band of Bears. It was a bit of a test project to dabble our feet into the water of iOS gaming since we had never tried making something on mobile platforms before. The game was simple in concept as you tapped numbers in sequence as fast as you could. To spice things up, we implemented several modes like tap backwards, hidden numbers, and tap matching. We thought the scope was reasonable, but the game ended up taking much more time to make than expected. It didn't help. It was all coded on a Hackintosh. It was a pretty plain game. We could have done better, but we were all playing and safe after Band of Bears. So, the reason why I hit escape every time I go into one of these rooms is because when you hit escape, I'll demonstrate here. Actually, I don't think it does it with the death balls. No, it doesn't. It shows you the statistics of everything, including yourself. If the painting has statistics, that means it's a super Doomvis, not actually developer lore. Ow, frick. There we go. We're coming back here because there's a way down that we never took. So yeah, since we've got pad, we can walk on those spike holes as much as we want. Okay, we're lucky to still be alive after that hit. I was afraid that was going to happen. Sarkima II has been slain by a zombie. Mastering mobility runes makes you awesome. He's not wrong. I was going to call it for this episode of Rogue Legacy. If you enjoyed what you watched, please leave a like. If you have advice for me on this game or in general, please leave a comment. And if you'd like to see more of my content, because I'll try and release a new video every day, please do subscribe. I hope everyone has a great day, and I will like to see you in the next episode. It's not the right button.